things are going great, but this is not fulfilling me enough. I found the right balance for me. Build something good, build something sustainable.
Welcome to I'm Out Media, where we explore the stories and strategies of exceptional individuals venturing beyond the norm. I'm your host, Nathan Hornstein, speaking today with Arnaud Duquesne, a Belgian content creator and entrepreneur who moved to Panama after not feeling fulfilled despite of his successful business in Belgium. Let's meet him. Thank you for inviting me to your house in a way. Where are we?
So, Nathan, a pleasure. We are here in La Manzana. I discovered La Manzana very recently, so I don't know so much about it yet. But La Manzana is at the edge of Casco, between Casco and Santa Ana, here in Panama City. And it's a project that mixes cultural and residences. So the last floors are residences and hospitality, and the bottom two floors are offices, NGOs, a co-working space, the one we're in here. There's a cafe, there's a great center court in the middle of that hosts events. There's a theater. I know big brands like Adidas and Coca-Cola have events here.
Wow,
So
super cool.
It's a very lively place, and I loved it. So I'm staying at one of the places here while I look for a place to stay here in Panama. But I'm really enjoying staying around here. Whoever's decorating it has a love for plants, which I share, and he or she has been doing a great job.
Amazing. And you're a videographer?
I studied management and business, but I always had this creative tilt, and I told myself I'd give it 1 year try and dedicate myself to video instead of following the path that most of my college mates did. And it worked. It ended up working very well, and I really enjoyed it, so I stuck to it. For 3 years, I worked as a freelancer, and then I created a little agency where we did more social media and marketing, all tied to video.
Wow. And what are you doing here in Panama?
So, curiously enough, when I grew up in South America because of my dad's job. So I had a bit of background in the Latino world, in South American worlds. And after spending 10 years between my studies and my first job in Belgium, I felt like I needed to come back to the Latino world. And so I looked at my choices of where I could go. And I wanted somewhere safe, somewhere accessible for me to go back and visit my family often, somewhere where there was potential, where a market was stable enough, possibly also political stability. And after knocking down the list, I came down to 2 finalists, which were Mexico DF and here Panama. And then what tilted the balance in Panama's favor is that there's a beach very close, Punta Chame, where you can kite surf, and that's my favorite sport. So I said, you know what, I want to be close to the beach, so I just go to Panama.
Let's deep dive into this moment. You were in Belgium and you decide to go abroad. What even started this feeling that you want out?
I think I'm biased because I grew up here and I've lived on this side of the world. And I knew that one of the feelings I already had is there's so much opportunity. There's a lot to be built. It feels like there's a vacuum of creative or entrepreneurial opportunities that can be done here. And it was always at the side of somewhere in my head. It was always an idea I had. I need to go back to South America. I need to give it a try. Just see what it's like to work there.
Yeah.
And so I think it was if you want to go really deep, there's a summer where I had a lot of work. I was maybe on the edge of being burnout, and I realized things are going great, but this is not fulfilling me enough.
Yeah.
I like the thrill of starting something new and finding a way. And here in Belgium, everything is kind of straightforward and nice and clean set up. I'm happy to go and on the edge a bit, on the adventure side.
Yeah.
And that's why I decided I would love to come back to South America.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a little biased, but still tell me, what is that Latino life like? The Costa Ricans call it Pura Vida. But in your words, what is it like?
So I don't want to enter into any stereotypes, but I feel like the Latino is a bit less worried about tomorrow and more about, okay, what's up today? What can we do now? What can we do this week? Which is on one side, maybe it makes things a bit harder, but on the other, it makes everything a bit more light and fun. So I would say the Latino style, the Latino atmosphere is that we enjoy life a bit more. We're a bit less worried, a bit less anxious, and that's great. That's what that was. I kind of had that idea, and coming here, I kind of confirmed it. That's kind of what's happening here.
Yeah, from growing up in Latin America, do you think this is something specific to the or linked to the climate in a way,
Huh.
or is it in the culture?
Cool. Good question. Uh, well, I think if I remember economics class, climate did affect how people behaved. People had to, in colder, when there were seasonalities, people had to prepare for the future in some sort, and they had to
Exactly.
think forward. They had to think ahead. And in climates where everything is consistent throughout the year, you don't really have to plan where are we gonna stock our food, where are we gonna, what are we gonna eat this winter.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a cultural thing that dates from very back. So maybe yeah, the temperature, the weather helps. Yeah, it's a mix of the weather. It's a mix. It's a cultural thing. It's a social thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about the people living on the Caribbean side, for example, and what better is there in life to hang out in water that's 26 degrees and sun is shining.
Yeah,
That's the kind of dream we are thinking about
yeah.
in Europe, right?
When you say vacation, everyone kind of imagines a coconut tree, a margarita, some sand, and yeah, it's funny enough we have that here in
Yeah,
Panama, and it's
exactly.
not that relaxing. The sun is kind of hot. You kind of get bored pretty quick. The margaritas are expensive on the beach.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
How do you combine it with, I mean, you could just hang out by the beach and kite surf all day long because the weather is good all the time. How do you balance it to actually get some work done?
so I have a good notion of short-term pleasure and then um, long-term, or how do you call it? Delayed gratification.
Okay, nice.
So I understand that sometimes I let myself enjoy some easy pleasures like going to the beach, having some fast food, going partying. But I also understand myself enough that I know that I need some efforts. I need to be professionally accomplished. I need to be creatively challenged. And I found a good balance of what I need. And even if conditions are great right now, I know that I won't wait. I will wait until this weekend to go to the beach because I want to feel like I've earned it in some
Yeah,
way. You see what I mean?
yeah, I hear you.
So we were talking about this recently. There's the marshmallow experiment. And a university did a study on some kids. Would you like a marshmallow now, or would you like two marshmallows in 15 minutes? But you have to
Oh,
wait.
interesting.
And
What happened?
some of them said, I want the marshmallow now. And some of them said, I'll wait 15 minutes. A few years later, the university asked them, uh, came to survey their professional success or their success in life, and they did find a correlation between those who were able to wait for the delayed gratification of
Wow.
two marshmallows and those who wanted the quick reward.
So the kids that waited for the two marshmallows that had a little bit more of patience, they were more successful.
Generally, they did better in life. Yeah,
Very
I
interesting.
love that. I always use that example.
So you tease yourself and delay the gratification because
Yeah, so I'm just aware of this two marshmallow thing.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. So
I'm
you're
like,
definitely a two marshmallow guy.
I balance between the both. You'll find me in neither one of those, but I found the right balance for me.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. I mean, life can be really good here in Panama, right? But moving to another country comes also with challenges. What are your toughest personal challenges or professional?
I wrote about this recently. My personal challenge is that I left a lot behind when I left. So I had an agency that was going pretty well, and people were working with me. So when I kind of abandoned them to follow the Caribbean coconut tree dream. That's what they think, at least. Also, my family. I'm very close to my family and my friends, and everything seemed to be going great. It was just me who was internally turmoiled, needed to
Yeah.
leave. So I'm leaving a lot behind. So I did have this struggle of feeling like I really quickly need to reach the same level of success in Panama for it to justify having left so much behind. So I arrived here in October, and I remember hustling and getting frustrated because things go a bit slower here. But trying to find clients, trying to network, and going to sleep a bit nervous about, oh, I didn't do enough today.
Yeah.
So that was the challenge. Was like the expectations I set for myself of it has to be successful very quick. But I learned by going to the beach a few times and taking a breath that it wasn't. We're not that in a hurry. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. It
And
will be
things
fine.
things that are worth it always take a bit of time, and I'm sure they will work out. I just need some patience, keep doing what I'm doing, but not enjoy the process. It's actually the fun part is this transition, it's this process.
Yeah.
So that's one of the challenges. And then yeah, particular to Panama, I didn't expect the prices to be so high. So I've been finding myself trying to find not too expensive place to rent. Um, like life is great here, but it was more expensive than I thought.
Yeah. It comes at a price. The dollar economy.
Exactly.
And then I feel like Panama is a little bit like Switzerland in a tropical setting.
Yes, there is this. You feel this. You feel that it's a country that is, a lot of capitals, a lot of financial products, banks here. You feel like something's going on.
Yeah.
It's a country that there's kind of an artificial inflation of prices
Yeah.
because of who can afford to live here and who comes here just for like tax purposes or.
I see. So you're close with your family. How do you handle missing them?
Well, I promised myself that I'd go back to see them very often. So every quarter I'm going at least once. Every 3 months I get to see them. That's one thing. I also we chat a lot, of course. Um, there's something particular. My family grew up on this side,
Yeah.
so we have this funny connection. I'm able to recall moments and like remember these guys or the guys who sell fruit at the the red lights.
Oh yeah.
Look, this is a picture. Or I remember this type of music that we used to love. Look, they're playing it here. So we're very connected because they can really imagine what I'm going through. It's easier than if I had to explain everything from scratch. They have some connection to this place. I'm pretty sure they'll come visit also. So that's special. I'm lucky for that.
Yeah. So you're here. You haven't been here for a very long time.
Yep.
What's your plan? Like looking at your, is this a year abroad, or are you looking to stay for longer possibly? Have you set yourself some milestones? What's the plan, if we can, if at all you have a definition for it?
So my plan arriving here, I kind of get to start from scratch and not make the mistakes that I made during the first years of my agency in Belgium. So I will try to um, build something good, build something sustainable, and that will take time. So I did promise myself that I'd stay at least 1 year to make it at least worth it and to really give it a chance. But I'm not at all close to the possibility of staying 3, 5 years. I don't know. I do feel like I will eventually return closer to family, especially as they get older. So don't think I will do the rest of my life in Panama.
Yeah.
But I'm totally open to this being a big 5 year chapter or a 1 year chapter. It depends how things go.
Yeah, I'm very grateful having met you so early and in a way accompanying you in this journey. Maybe we can see each other a few times during this time and,
I'm sure we
revisit
will.
and see where you're going and, yeah, see
where it leads you and what other exciting things you're discovering and doing. And
Cool.
thanks for meeting me, man.
Thank you. And thanks for this interview.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, help me putting out new content in the future by subscribing to my channel and like, comment and share with your friends. If you're on an exit story yourself, I'd love to hear from you. Message me via email or social media. Always be yourself and remember, you're not alone in this. I'm your host Nathan Hornstein and I'm out.